guess what? We're going on vacation. That's right, you're coming with me. It's going to be lots of fun. We're going to go to the Smoky Mountains. Unfortunately, we're leaving and coming home the day before the Smoky Mountain Yarn Festival, but there's not a lot I can do about that because it's a vacation with the in-laws, and yeah, so. But we are going to be visiting the Smoky Mountain Spinnery, and we're going to be going to Joann's there, and who knows what else. We got some yarn to pack because the first rule about vacation is you always pack your fun bag first. So let's go get started on that because I may need your help. Okay, so these are my main things that I'm taking. Well, not really my main things because it's not my luggage, but it's my everyday bag, which is my purse. Typically, I use a backpack for everyday purse, and this one is the Jimmy Dean's Della Q Canvas Maker's Backpack, and I love this thing. There is a complete review on my channel about it that I will link in the cards and down below, because maybe you're going to be going on vacation later. I love this bag because it does have a built-on yarn cutter there, and then there's a yarn feeder here, so I can put this in the floorboard in front of me, put my project in here, and have this folded over so the yarn doesn't get cut on my zippers and it just come up between my legs and I can work. And then I have my wallet. I love putting my wallet in the back of this bag so it's on my back and no one can get to it when I travel. And my wallet is this super adorable alpaca bag from Bungalow 360. And this is a really, really old print that they don't make anymore. But that's that. This is my fun bag. This is a very old Vera Bradley bag, but I love this bag because it's the only one that will hold my 17.5 something inch gaming laptop, because that's coming with us. We do have some projects that I've already packed. So, look, hand sanitizing wipes. I have my tripod in case I want to record there. I am taking this book because I really want to actually read this book. I have one of these older Namaste accessories. This is the Buddy Kit. This actually popped off. And then I have a needle sizer, notebook paper, random stuff, some stitch markers there. This was actually a candy tin, but because these have a magnetic background, they stick. So when I open it up, not everything is going to fall out, and I actually keep smaller stitch markers and a darning needle in there. I have my Jimmy Beans scissors, some dental floss, because dental floss is excellent for lifelines. Ask me how many times I've used that. Goose egg? Never, because I don't do lifelines. But I carry it because you're supposed to, and I just don't. More chapstick, shocker, a guide ring for tension, a wraps per inch, and a random piece of waste yarn in case. You never know. You just never know. Then I have my handy dandy IKEA iPad, iPhone stand, my travel microphone, a lighter because I plan on roasting some marshmallows and knitting by a fire. And I always forget to take a lighter and I always forget to buy one, but I always buy firewood when I get there, and then I go to have my fire and it doesn't happen. So we're taking that this time. And that's where my laptop will go. But looking at this, so the first project I plan on taking is going to be, that's right, this guy. So to make my travel easy with my projects, I always just put them in a little separate bag with the pattern, which this is actually printed on the back. And I have a small bag of stuffing, which would be all I need for him. And then there is the yarns required for him, as well as the crochet hook I need. And that's all I'm going to need. Although I do see that I need some black yarn for his eyeballs, so I need to snip that off. Or actually, I think they used the green, so maybe I don't. Maybe I'll throw some black in there just in case. So that's one project. So the second project I talked about that I'm taking, because the video that I talk about this will actually go out on Sunday, and I'm leaving out on Sunday. So I'll hit publish before I walk out the door. But I am taking the coastal cotton shawl because I think it will be a great project to work on while I'm there. So I already have that packed in this bag, and this is a bag from Target. There's a short that I have on this, but basically it's in the dollar section. It's a canvas, but it has a drawstring, and so when you pull the drawstring, you have this hole that you can actually knit or crochet out of, and it's a great size bag. I mean, it'll hold a lot of yarn. As you can see, there's 3 skeins of coastal cotton plus a smaller Namaste accessories holder. So in this one, because I may actually put this in my backpack and work in this on the way. I don't plan on driving the whole time. That's what my husband's for. So this one, my stitch markers opened up. Dun, please hold. Okay, nothing to see there, folks. So like I was saying, I may work on this on the car, so I have this in there, but this has some more of my favorite kind of stitch markers to use when I'm knitting, and that is just some jump rings. I probably should have left this open because it's actually really hard to close. Because my favorite is these jump rings, and I actually make these myself. That's my favorite kind of stitch marker for knitting. I have a needle keeper to put on in case I need it. There's even my roll of toilet paper from when the sea was happening around the world. I thought it was funny because we couldn't even find toilet paper around here. And then there is a pair of embroidery snips, a darning needle, waist yarn. I always have waist yarn with me. And this is actually a little needle on one side and a crochet hook on another side. But these are great for picking up drop stitches. So that's my emergency accessory box. And I already have the needle that I'm going to be using, which is a size 8 Addy Click. And those are the lace tips. They swivel. They're perfect. They're amazing. And then I already have my shawl printed off. I could have used my iPad, but my iPad's a little bit older, so the battery life is not the best. So this is going to be easier for me. And to make it even easier for car time or reading, I'm using my Jimmy Beans pattern keeper. There's also a review of this on my channel under their review playlist, which I will link in the cards and down below. But I've used a headband that I talk about, and I can just slide this and keep up with whatever row I'm on. We're in the car, and I'm a Jimmy Beans affiliate. So if you would like to check these out, please shop my link. I would be ever so grateful. So we're just going to stick that there, and we're going to stick this in here in a minute. Now, so that's 2 projects to go. I'm also going to take the Close to You shawl because I really want to get this done. I was actually knitting on this last night where I messed up, and I talked about the last time. I actually ripped all that out, and I'm going back and doing it how I was doing it, even though it's still not what the pattern calls to do because I'm doing these eyelets all the way across. But I really like that. And I put a stitch marker right here to keep up with my progress to show you how much I get done with this week. But I ripped out like that much of it, and that's how much I got done after I ripped all that out. So that's going. So the more I think about it, I'm probably going to cast that on maybe tonight. I don't know. I may do it tomorrow. I don't know. I guess by the time you see this, I'd already cast it on, so you can't really vote. But just know, I'm debating it, and I'm thinking of you while I'm doing it. The next thing I'm taking is going to be the cross stitch that I got from VIP Cross Stitch. These bags I got a couple of years ago from Target. They were in the dollar spot. They're supposed to be wet bags for when in the summer for taking your kids to put like their little swim trunks or whatever in. But if you see these and you're a cross stitcher, these are amazing for cross stitch. They're not very thick, but they're this hard plastic that zips. And they're perfect for keeping all my floss. And I have that plastic one that I need to move the floss to. But they're perfect for keeping all of that together in one thing. So that way I can just easily slide it in my bag and it's good to go. So that's the fun stuff. I'm actually debating taking another project. I am going to be there for a total of 5 days and 4 nights. But there is going to be another family coming with us. Yeah, so apparently my husband has a half brother that we really didn't know about till around Christmas. Well, we kind of knew about, but he found us or we found him. Anyways, we're going to go with them as well. And they're going to be staying at the cabin with us and my in-laws. So I don't want to take too much stuff because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to ignore anybody. But then again, that's how I deal with anxiety of being around people I don't know. And maybe you're the same way. And that is why I like to take projects everywhere I go, because it does help soothe the soul and troubled heart and spirit. But that's just my processes. I'm probably not. I'm probably just going to take what I have. That's a lot. I think I'm good. Well, yeah. But I can't wait to get to the yarn stores with you guys and get some footage of all the drive. It's about a 5.5 hour drive. It's really pretty, and I really hope not to do that much driving. So I want to show you guys about these skeins of yarn. You do not want to try to pull from the center. I did this just to kind of illustrate what can happen. It could be a mess for you. You want to pull from the exterior. However, when you're traveling, that's not the best idea. So what I'm going to do is actually wind these into cakes, and I think it's going to make it a lot easier for travel. But that's just something to think about also if you're wanting to travel with some yarn that you haven't already caked up or that comes in a skein form like this. Oftentimes it's a lot easier just to cake that up before you go if you have the capabilities of it, and have a lot easier crafting time. So I just got done winding the yarn. I only wound up 2 of them. I seriously doubt I'll get through all 2, plus my other projects in a week. But I did have a break in one of my skeins, so I wound that up separately. And what I'm going to do is use this first when the shawl is smaller, and then I don't have to join later on in the middle of a long row. But it's all the same lot number, and it's good to go. Yeah, that's bear poop. Okay, so now we're going to visit my favorite store in the Smoky Mountains, and that is the Smoky Mountain Spinnery. This store is located in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and even though there was customers in here, I wanted to grab a little bit of footage and photos for you guys because I know not everyone has got to grace the doors of this amazing store. It is packed full of every kind of thing you can possibly need as a knitter, crocheter, spinner, weaver, or even a hook rug puncher. I fell in love with this blueberry fiber with these little nips in it. It was so pretty and it was so hard to leave behind, but I was on a very strict financial budget and it literally broke my heart. I love looking at the various spinning wheels and I wanted to get more of these wheels, but this lady was trying to look at them and I did not want to get in her way. The store has all these antique cabinets in here, which they use to display the yarns and notions, and I just think it really adds to the ambiance of the store. They have this whole center table of all these kits. There was scarf kits, there was mitten kits, there was sock kits, pretty much anything. And yeah, it was just so much to look at. This store has been around forever, and when Gatlinburg did experience the wildfires a few years ago, unfortunately, they lost all their stock to smoke damage and had to completely restock the store. So the store may be different if you have not been there since the fires. I really loved this yarn. I thought it was super squishy and pretty, but again, strict financial budget, and I had to leave it behind. Broke my heart, y'all. Broke my heart. There's so much to look at in the store, and they sell yarns all the way from fingering weight yarns all the way to like super bulky weight yarns. This is one of their yarns from Corgi Yarns that is dyed up exclusively for their store. There's actually 4 colorways in this series. This one is the winter-based one. That green there, I think, is the fall. That is the summer. And then I'm going to show the top, which is the spring. And this little thing talks about them right here. I did get a skein of the winter that I will show you at a later date, but I did check out some more of the copper corgi yarns. I just kept going back to that teal yarn. It was so pretty. Originally, I was going to get a yarn to hold with or work with this one, the winter, but I couldn't really decide on one that I like loved, a combo that just really screamed, knit me up. I wanted to do something with brioche and I needed to have a good contrast. And I just wasn't feeling anything with that. Although that teal, I love that teal. I wish I had got one of those teals. It was just so pretty. It's called Traveling Riverside, I think. And I almost got it because I thought it would have been a really good kind of contrasty to go with my winter in the Smoky Mountain skein. But ultimately something else caught my eye. They did have this light blue that I thought was really pretty, but it's so close, I'm afraid it would kind of get lost in some point of whatever I knit up, and I didn't want it to kind of blend in. So this shawl is what caught my eye, and whenever I'm traveling, if there is something that I see as far as a sample, I will snap a photo, and that way I can remember the name of it and look it up later, because if not, I'm not going to remember it. But I really, really loved this shawl and the colors in it. And ultimately, this played a major role in helping me decide what else it was that I wanted to buy. So look at this. This is just stunning. This sample was the perfect way to show off this yarn. And this is some Unreek yarns. And yeah, one of these did come home with me along with a solid that is going to be used for brioche. Well, it's the last day on vacation. I've managed to complete almost one full skein on my shawl. So this is about 186 yards. And I have 2 more to go. One wound, which I'll be casting on, or which I'll be adding on before we even get on the main road, because that's all I have left of this one. And I'm actually almost done, I think, with all the repeats. And I cannot wait to see this thing grow after I block it. But I wanted to share the last sunrise at the cabin with you guys. We did actually see a bear here yesterday, right down there in that little valley on the way up to our cabin. We had to take the trash out to the trash compactor, and there was a good-sized bear hanging out. So I'll be posting some photos of it as well right after this.